tripped up. Wiley gets tripped up. Roisin Willis there in third. Willis now digging deep and moving to the lead. Maggie Congdon is coming on the outside. Willis, Congdon, and Klecker at the end.
No one expected a 21-year-old to make the nation's best look ordinary, but Roisin Willis did exactly that. Her 158.13 run in the women's 800 meters didn't just win gold. It redefined what greatness looks like on the college track. From a high school phenom to a world-class athlete, Roisin Willis has been steadily building toward this kind of explosive breakthrough. Her victory in Eugene wasn't a fluke or a lucky day. It was the latest chapter in a career that's been quietly erupting under the radar. Until now. Born on August 6, 2004, in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, Roisin comes from a lineage of runners. Her mother, Breda Dennehy Willis, competed in the 2000 Sydney Olympics for Ireland. That competitive fire clearly runs in the family. From an early age, Roisin showed promise on the track, but few could have predicted just how far she would take it. In high school, she wasn't just good, she was rewriting history. Willis still holds the U.S. high school indoor record in the 800 meters. Her outdoor time of 2 hours, 0 minutes, and 78 seconds from 2021 remains the national under-18 record. That same time qualified her for the 2020 U.S. Olympic trials at just 16 years old. Competing against the nation's best, she made it to the semifinals and finished 13th. That's not just impressive, that's unheard of.
Towards Werrow, and it is Willis. Oh, look at this. Willis digging deep, coming all the way through to the line, and she's going to break 2 minutes for the first time in her.
By 2022, she had her sights set globally. At the World U20 Championships in Cali, Colombia, she struck gold, not once, but twice. She ran a stunning 1 minute 59.13 seconds in the 800 meters, breaking the championship record, and followed it up with a 51.34 split in the 4x400 meter relay, bringing home another gold. It was the kind of performance that hinted at something bigger on the horizon, and bigger things did come. Roisin chose Stanford for her collegiate career, joining one of the most elite track programs in the country. Her freshman year was nothing short of spectacular. At the 2023 NCAA Indoor Championships, she claimed the 800-meter title with a time of 1 minute 59.93 seconds. That win also set personal meet and facility records. She didn't stop there. She helped Stanford capture the distance medley relay title as well. But her dominance wasn't just indoors. Outdoors, she placed 4th in the 800 meters at the 2023 NCAA Championships. Many saw it as a slight stumble, but for Roisin, it was fuel. She used that offseason to train harder, smarter, and faster, and in 2024, she returned with something to prove. Before the 2025 season even started, she signed an NIL deal with New Balance, an early sign that the athletic world knew she was on the verge of something special. That endorsement wasn't just about marketability, it was a nod to her rising status as one of America's top middle-distance runners. Then came the 2025 NCAA Outdoor Championships in Eugene. The pressure was on and all eyes were watching, but Roisin didn't just win, she made history. Her time of 1 minute 58.13 seconds not only won her the national title, but also broke the championship record and launched her to 3rd on the all-time NCAA list, behind only legends Athing and Michaela Rose. And this wasn't an easy field. North Carolina's Michaela Page and Duke's Lauren Tolbert, both heavy contenders, finished in the top 5, but none of them could catch Roisin. The gap she created was clear. This wasn't just a race, it was a statement. With that win, she also became the 2nd consecutive Stanford athlete to win the NCAA 800-meter title and the first ACC student athlete to do so since 2021. Stanford's women's team dominated the standings as well, placing 6th overall, with Roisin leading the charge. But what really set her apart during that race wasn't just her speed, it was her racing strategy. She went out aggressively, clocking a powerful first lap that forced the rest of the field to react. Instead of fading, she sustained the pace, making it nearly impossible for anyone to mount a comeback. It was a classic example of front-running done right, calculated, bold, and perfectly executed. Her performance reignited conversations about the depth of talent in NCAA middle distance running and brought comparisons to elite runners like Athing, who had previously dominated the event before turning pro. With Roisin's times steadily improving and her confidence on the rise, many began asking, is she next? Just weeks after her NCAA triumph, Roisin entered the 2025 USA Outdoor Track and Field Championships. In the semifinals, she ran 1 minute 58.40 seconds, and in the final, she sealed the deal with a 1 minute 59.26 seconds, earning the national title. She had officially transitioned from a college star to a national champion. Her dominance didn't go unnoticed. She was selected to represent Team USA at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, and although she didn't advance past the first round, the experience marked another milestone in her young but already accomplished career. The Tokyo meet was eye-opening, not because she faltered, but because it showed her where the global standard truly is. And for someone like Roisin, that's motivation. She's the type of athlete who doesn't back down. If anything, that loss only sharpened her focus. Roisin's rise has been anything but ordinary. What sets her apart isn't just speed, it's poise. It's the ability to deliver when it matters most, and her consistency across different stages, high school, college, national, and international, is rare. She's also shown remarkable versatility. Beyond the 800 meters, she's delivered elite performances in the 400 and 1,000 meter events. Her 1,000-meter time of 2 minutes, 41.53 seconds from 2021 remains one of the fastest ever run by an American teenager. That kind of range is incredibly rare in middle-distance running and makes her a threat in multiple disciplines. Coaches and analysts have praised her technical form, efficient stride, and ability to maintain control under pressure. But if you think this is the peak of her journey, think again. Everything about Roisin Willis points to an athlete who's still climbing. With her unmatched work ethic, elite pedigree, and growing experience on the world stage, she's becoming a serious contender for Olympic glory. What makes Roisin's 2025 NCAA win so electrifying isn't just the time or the record, it's the context. Coming off a fourth-place finish the year before, dealing with the pressure of expectations, and stepping onto the biggest stage with the nation watching, she didn't just show up, she owned it. She turned doubters into believers and pressure into power. In a sport where milliseconds matter, Roisin Willis didn't just beat her competition, she humiliated them. She raced like she knew something the rest of the field didn't. And maybe she did. This wasn't a storybook ending, it was a storybook beginning. Because the most dangerous thing about Roisin Willis, she's just getting started.
But we have seen her come off with a lot of steam. But if she doesn't have it today, Kendall Ellis will win the heat and establish the time to beat at 50-30.
Kendall Ellis was locked in a bathroom right before the most important race of her life. What happened next left the entire track world speechless. It was June 23rd, 2024, at the U.S. Olympic trials in Eugene, Oregon. Less than 1 hour before her race, Kendall was stuck inside a porta potty. She was banging on the door and screaming for help. Someone finally got her out, but the damage seemed done. Her nerves were shot. The race was minutes away. But here's where things get crazy. Not only did Kendall run that race, she won it. And she didn't just win, she ran her fastest time in 6 whole years. Then the very next day, she came back and ran even faster to become the national champion and punch her ticket to the Paris Olympics. Nobody saw this coming.
Before the semifinals of my 400 at Olympic trials in Oregon, I went to use the restroom, the porta potty, and the lock got jammed. And I was stuck in there for about 10 minutes, an hour before my race. And so once I was panicking and realizing I did not have a way to get out, I started banging on the door, calling
Kendall
for
had
help.
struggled all season long. She was 28 years old, which is pretty old for a sprinter. Most people thought her best days were behind her. She was known as a relay runner, someone who helped the team but wasn't really a star on her own. But on night of the 23rd of June in Eugene, everything changed. When the gun went off for the women's 400-meter final, Kendall exploded out of the blocks. She powered around the track with a confidence nobody had seen from her in years. As she crossed the finish line, the clock showed 49.46 seconds. It was her second personal best in 2 days. She had just shaved more than a third of a second off her old record. The crowd went wild. Kendall dropped to her knees and covered her face with her hands. After 6 years of waiting, after all the doubts and struggles, she had finally done it. Aaliyah Butler finished second with a time of 49.71 seconds. Alexis Holmes, who was a world champion in the relay, took third place with 49.78 seconds. All three women broke 50 seconds, which is a huge deal in the 400 meters, and all three of them ran personal bests that day. They were all heading to Paris. But the spotlight belonged to Kendall Ellis. After the race, reporters asked her what she did differently. Her answer was simple but powerful. She said, "It was just replicating what I did yesterday and just doing it better." But the real secret wasn't about her training or her technique. It was something much deeper. Just believing in myself, truly. Kendall explained. The workouts haven't changed, the results in practice haven't changed. But finally, something clicked up here that says, you can do it. You can go out with the best of them, and you can finish better than anyone else. So just really believing and committing to that belief in the very first step. Think about that for a second. Her body was ready all along. Her coach had prepared her perfectly, but her mind was holding her back. Once she truly believed in herself, everything unlocked. This wasn't the first time Kendall had pulled off something amazing. In fact, she had done it before in the most spectacular way possible. 6 years earlier, in 2018, Kendall was running for the University of Southern California in the NCAA Championships. It was the 4x400 relay, the final race of the meet. Kendall was running the anchor leg, which means she was the last runner for her team. When she got the baton, USC was in third place. She was so far behind that the TV cameras could barely see her on the screen. The Purdue runner in first place had a massive lead. The TV announcer was already calling the race. "There's no way, unless they drop the baton, Purdue's going to win this," he said. But Kendall didn't hear him. She didn't care what anyone thought. She just ran, and she made up 30 meters in the final stretch. 30 meters! She flew past both runners and won the race for USC. The crowd couldn't believe it. The announcer couldn't believe it. Even Kendall's own teammates were shocked. That race made Kendall famous in the track world. Even today, if you search for greatest track comebacks online, you'll find that video near the top. It's been watched millions of times. Kendall knew something important that day. The Purdue runner was a middle distance specialist, which means she was better at longer races. She didn't have the same speed at the end that Kendall had. "I'm always going to be optimistic about my chances," Kendall said later. "I mean, if I don't believe in me, then who else will?" That incredible comeback helped launch her career. She made several national teams because of her relay skills. At the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, she won a gold medal running in the preliminary rounds of the women's 4x400 relay. She also won a bronze medal in the mixed relay, but there was one painful memory that stuck with her from those 2021 Olympic trials. Kendall finished fourth in the 400 meters. She missed making the Olympic team for the individual race by just 0.07 of a second. That's basically one blink of an eye. The top three runners go to the Olympics. She was number 4. "I remember being so heartbroken," she said. "I'd have rather gotten 5th place or 6th, but it was certainly a learning lesson, and coming into today, I told myself I did not want that feeling again." For 3 years, that pain lived inside her. Every training session, every practice race, every moment of doubt, she remembered coming so close and falling just short. The 2024 trials were her chance to make things right, but the season had not gone well. Kendall struggled in race after race. Her times were slow, her confidence was shaky. Some people wondered if she would even make it to the trials final. In the semifinal, on the 22nd of June, she ran 49.81 seconds. It was her first personal best since 2018. The next day, she improved even more, running 49.46 to win the final. Back-to-back personal bests when the pressure was at its highest. Going into the Paris Olympics, Kendall was a totally different athlete. She wasn't just a relay specialist anymore. She was an individual medal contender. She was someone who believed she could beat anyone. And then something hilarious happened. A few weeks before the Paris Olympics started, Kendall announced a new sponsor. It was Charmin, the toilet paper company. After the whole porta-potty situation, Charmin saw a perfect opportunity. They created a campaign with the slogan "From backside to trackside."
You know, as an athlete, I'm very regimented. So being overseas, I'm doing my best to replicate my routine from back home. And since you never know what type of toilet paper to expect when you're traveling, I'm so thankful for Charmin, who's rolling with me out here in Paris to provide the smoothest home away from home experience. And given my history with bathrooms ahead of a competition, I'm grateful to Charmin for taking away any bathroom worries caused by subpar toilet paper. Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tears got me covered from backside to trackside.
Kendall shared it on social media and everyone loved it. It was genius marketing that brought even more attention to her story. The night of the trials final wasn't just about Kendall, though. There were incredible performances all around Hayward Field. Before the races started, the famous rapper Snoop Dogg came out to warm up the crowd. He actually ran the 200 meters himself, finishing in 34.44 seconds. The crowd went crazy. In the women's 800 meters semifinals, Olympic champion Athing showed why she's so special. She led a group of 4 women who all ran under 2 minutes, which is extremely fast. Her time of 1 minute 58.84 seconds was the quickest of the night. Kate Grace finished second with 1 minute 58.97 seconds, crashing into the scoreboard as she lunged at the finish line. It was her season best time. But through all of these amazing performances, Kendall Ellis's story stood out. A veteran athlete who was supposed to be past her prime. Someone who had struggled all year. Someone who got trapped in a bathroom right before the biggest moment of her career. And she turned it all into triumph. Kendall's journey reminds us that age is just a number. That belief matters just as much as talent. That the mind can be the biggest barrier or the greatest tool. She proved that it's never too late to achieve your dreams, even if you've been chasing them for years. At 28 years old, with a resume full of medals and records, Kendall Ellis finally became what she always knew she could be, an individual Olympic contender. She went from being known as a relay specialist to being a favorite for gold in Paris. Her story shows us that sometimes you need to fail first before you can truly succeed. That 4th place finish in 2021 hurt so badly, but it also taught her what she needed to learn. The 6-year wait for a personal best wasn't wasted time. It was preparation time.
She's got a good start, but watch Shericka Jackson. Shericka Jackson, is she just going to do it? Oh, on the near side, right at the end. They were getting ready from
Sha'Carri Richardson isn't just running races, she's changing the game. The 25-year-old sprinter has turned every start line into a statement, every finish into a moment of power. After years of fighting through setbacks and comebacks, she's now leading a movement that's reshaping what women's track and field can be.
Time. It's been said, it waits for no one. That you can't.
Early life and rise to stardom. Born in Dallas, Texas. On March 25, 2000, Sha'Carri Richardson was raised by her grandmother and an aunt. From a young age, she showed promise as a sprinter, winning Texas state titles in the 100 meters and 200 meters during her high school years. Her breakthrough came at Louisiana State University in 2019, where she ran 10.75 seconds in the 100 meters at the NCAA Championships, becoming one of the fastest women in history at just 19 years old. Her sensational college debut led her to turn professional early, signing with Nike and training under coach Dennis Mitchell. With personal bests of 10.65 seconds in the 100 meters and 21.92 in the 200 meters, Richardson solidified herself as a dominant force in sprinting. Her time of 10.65 seconds remains a championship record, showcasing not only her explosive speed, but also her technical mastery. Her performance at such a young age reshaped the conversation around emerging talents in sprinting, placing her firmly in the spotlight. Trials, tribulations, and comebacks. Richardson's career has not been without controversy. In 2021, after qualifying for the Tokyo Olympics by winning the U.S. trials, she tested positive for cannabis and was suspended for a month. This made her ineligible to compete in the Olympics, triggering a global debate about cannabis regulations in sport. Despite criticism and emotional strain, Richardson faced the fallout head-on, explaining she had used the drug to cope with the death of her biological mother. Though she missed the Tokyo Olympics, Richardson returned to competition and began rebuilding her career. Her initial post-suspension race at the Prefontaine Classic ended in last place, But she remained resilient. She trained, refocused, and worked her way back to the top. Her bounce back speaks to her mental fortitude and unmatched ambition. What seemed like a devastating moment became the foundation for one of the greatest comebacks in modern track history. Dominating the track, her resurgence was marked by an incredible 2023. At the USA Championships, she claimed the national 100-meter title and then triumphed at the World Athletics Championships in Budapest, winning the 100 meters in 10.65 seconds, a new championship record. She also took gold in the 4x100-meter relay and bronze in the 200-meter, cementing her place among the world's best. Richardson's success continued in 2024 when she defended her U.S. title and qualified for the Paris Olympics. In Paris, she won silver in the 100 meters, finishing behind Julian Alfred of St. Lucia, but stunned the world with a blazing anchor leg in the 4x100 meters relay to secure Olympic gold for Team USA. Her head-turning stare at competitors before crossing the finish line became one of the most iconic images of the Games.
Richardson goes, Jamaica are good, Damon Lisa chasing for Britain, Gina Luckenheffer for Germany, trying to get them on the podium. Sha'Carri Richardson under pressure here. It is.
In 2025, Richardson again helped the U.S. clinch gold in the 4x100-meter relay at the World Championships in Tokyo. These moments have defined her legacy, resilience in the face of scrutiny, and the ability to rise when it matters most. She now holds multiple world titles and has become a consistent podium finisher in every major championship she enters. Beyond the finish line, a revolutionary role. While her athletic accomplishments are historic, what sets Richardson apart is her broader impact. In 2025, she joined forces with Alexis Ohanian's women-focused startup, Athlos, as an owner advisor. Athlos began as a single elite women's meet, but is expanding into a full-scale team-based league in 2026.